Hello 8th class, a very good morning to all of you. So in our previous class we were doing factorization using identities. We have covered first three identities and we have done questions related to that. In our today's class we are going to do few questions related to third identity and then we are going to move to fourth identity. So first we are going to write them and then we will learn how to apply them. Okay. So first was x plus y, or you can say p plus q square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq. Second was p minus q square is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq. Here p and q represents two numbers. Okay, it means that sum of two numbers then whole will be equal to square of first number plus square of second number plus twice the product of the numbers. Similarly, p square minus q square is going to be p minus q, p plus q, and the fourth one is x square, okay, x plus a into x plus p into x plus q is going to be x square plus p plus qx plus p into q. So these were our four identities. We have covered these three. We are doing questions on the third one, then we will do the fourth one. So we are going to start with our question number 2, part 6, because we have covered till 5th on our yesterday class, in our yesterday class. So sixth one is 9x square y square minus 16. So you see that 9 is also a square number. It can be written as this. And 16 is also a square number and it can be written as this. So you see that you have got 3xy square minus 4 ka whole square. Okay. So you have square of two numbers and there is minus sign between them. It means you have to apply this identity, square of two numbers minus sign between them. So you will be using p square minus q square, which is equal to difference of the terms multiplied with sum of the terms. So implies your p here is, and p is equal to 3xy and q is going to be what? Q is going to be 4, implies your 9x square y square minus 16, which was equal to this, will be equal to 3xy minus 4, difference of the terms p minus q, and sum of the terms, which is going to be 3xy plus 4, and this is going to be your factorization of the given algebraic expression. Next we have is part number 7. So we are going to rub this one. Part 7 is x square minus 2xy plus y square minus z square. Now this is an interesting question. How? You can see that there is a square term and these are bracketed together. There is minus sign also. So this kind of expression, you will be confused between what are you to apply, third one or this one. So we will do a little simplification, and what we will do, you see that x square plus y square minus 2xy is itself a formula, is itself an identity which is equal to this one, x minus y ka whole square. So you're using, okay, we will write using later on. So this will be equal to x minus y whole square minus z square. What did we use? We used p minus q square is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq. Okay. So now this is square of two terms and there is subtraction between them. So it means you have to use third identity now. Here P is equal to x minus y and your Q is equal to z. Okay, so using P square minus Q square, which is going to be P minus Q multiplied with P plus Q whole, your here this is equal to this, using this implies your identity, your algebraic expression is going to be x minus y square minus z square is going to be x minus y minus z. Okay, your first term is p minus z, and then you have to add them x minus y plus z. Okay, this is going to be x minus y minus z and x minus y plus z, and this is going to be your factorized expression. So this is how we are going to do. We have used two identities, this one and this one. So now we are going to do next one, question number 2, and this is 8th one, which is 25a square minus 4b square plus 28bc minus 49c square. Okay, now what to do? There are three square terms and there is a term in which we have bc, two variables. So it means that this question is similar to the previous one we did, that is 7th part, but in that the expression given to you was in simplified version. You could directly see that this identity we have to apply, but not in this one. We have to use our logic. So see that there is b and c in this expression, and there are three square terms. So which square terms do we need to make the identity either 1 or 2? So we see that b and c, so b square is here, c square is here. So we are going to pick these two, and these two and this one. So we will try to make a formula using these three terms. Now this term is your 5 square a square, and now minus and minus. So what I will do, I will try to take minus outside, and inside I am left with 4a square minus 28bc plus 49c square. Now see that this number is also a square, this number is also a square, and I will see if it is making 2bc, 2pq in our formula. So this is our 5a square. We will leave it as it is. 4b square can be written as 2b ka whole square minus this plus 7c square. So this is your p, this is your p, and this is your q. So this should be 2pq. We will check if it is 2pq or not. So 2pq is 2b and q is 7c. So if we multiply 2 to the 4, 4 7s are 28, b and c. So we are getting the expression right. So this is minus 2pq. So p square q square minus 2pq. So what we will do now, we will use the expression identity. We will use the identity, and this formula I will use p minus q, because there is negative sign in the 2pq. P minus q square is going to be p square plus q square minus 2pq. So this expression in simplified form will be written as p minus q ka whole square. P is this, q is this. So 2b minus 7c whole square. So we are done. But are we done really? No. Why? Because we have now two terms. First term ka square minus second term ka square. First term square minus second term ka square. It means we can simplify further also. So now we will use identity. What? Suppose this is p square and this is q square, and we have p square minus q square. So this is going to be equal to 5a, p minus q. So this minus this. So this minus 2b minus 7c, bracket close, then we have 5a plus 2b minus 7c. Okay, and what we are doing, we are using p square minus q square is equal to p minus q multiplied with p plus q. We have we have put bracket here because in front of the bracket there was negative sign, and if you are going to open the negative sign, if you are going to open the bracket, then the sign of numbers inside the bracket are going to get changed. So I am writing this on the top. So this is going to be 5a minus 2b, because 2b was positive, 7c is negative. So 7c is going to be positive. Then we have 5a plus 2b minus 7c, and this is going to be your answer because you can't do further factorization. These are the irreducible factors as we discussed. So I am going to repeat the question because these kinds of questions appear in the exam. So you had 3 square terms and 1 non-square terms. We will check the non-square term, and non-square term was your 28bc. In it we had variable b and c. So we will try to make identity 1 or 2 because in it only we have 2 pq, product of variables. So we see that there is b square and c square. So we will try to club these 3 and make some identity. We are going to take the minus negative outside because in our expression there is no negative in front of our square term. So we are going to take the negative outside. 4b square minus 28bc, because when we are taking outside a negative outside, negative common, so sign of numbers inside the bracket will change. So negative to positive, positive to negative, negative to positive. So this is we are getting. Next we are going to write these as square numbers. This is going to be 2b ka whole square, 2 square b square. Now this is 7 square c square, so it is going to be 7c ka whole square. And we will try to write this term as minus 2pq. So this, when we are factorizing, we are getting this, and when we are multiplying it, we are getting this back. So we have done the factorization clubbing together, clubbing correctly. So we will apply the formula of p square minus 2pq plus p square, which is p minus q ka whole square. We will write p minus q ka whole square this. But we are not done yet. We will have to apply another identity again. This is your first term square minus second term plus whole square. It means we have to use this third identity, which was p square minus q square. So this is going to be your factorization. But we have to open the bracket yet. So we will open the bracket and we will get our desired answer. So this is how we are doing, how we are applying 3 identities. Now I will move to fourth one. We are going to take one example. So this your identity is x plus p, x plus q is equal to x square plus pq, p plus qx plus pq. So because we want to factorize, so we want these factors, and your expression will be given in form of this. Your expression is given in the form of this. So I will take one example from the exercise. Suppose this is example is x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, how will we check if we have what identity we have to use? There is x square, and then we have one x term and then known x terms. Okay, one x square term, one x term, and one known x term. So one x square, one x, and known x terms. Okay, this number in this identity, this number is usually not a square number. It can be square number, but it is usually not a square number. If it is square number, we can use this or this identity. Okay, so non-square number, we are using this one. So according to if we are going to relate these two expressions, we see that your 5, this 5 should be p plus q. So p plus q should be, we have to find, okay, we are going to write, we have to find p and q such that p plus q Okay, p plus q is this. P plus q is coefficient of x. So coefficient of x here is 5. So it should be 5, and p into q should be this one. So and p into q is equal to this one. So we have to find two numbers such that these conditions are satisfied. What we are going to do, we are going to start with the product. So we will see, we are going to find the numbers by trick and error method. So we are going to check and error method. We are going to take some numbers, then we are going to check if they are fulfilling the conditions or not. Suppose we took 6 and 1. Okay, so 6 and 1, PQ is 6, right? But what is P plus Q? Your P plus Q is 7. So we are not taking these numbers. Next, by what numbers we have to take such that PQ is 6? Okay, so P plus Q, so PQ is 6. We have to write the PQ such that PQ is 6. So suppose we are taking 3 and 2. Okay, 3 and 2 is going to be 3 into 2, 6, and what is 3 plus 2? It is going to be 5. So we can take these numbers because in this P plus Q is satisfying, which is equal to 2, and PQ is also 6. So here we will take here we will have P is equal to 3 and Q is equal to 2. You see that you can also take your P as 2 and 3 as Q as 3, which will have some 5 and product as 6. It won't matter if whether your P is 3 or Q is 3, it won't matter, they mean the same thing. So you can assign any number to any of these variables. Now how to factorize this? Now when the factorization was like this, so this is 5p plus 6, we can write this as x square plus 3 plus 2x plus 3 into 6. Now we have got this identity. It means we can write this as 3x plus 2x plus 3 into 2. So after that I am going to do here. So from we are going to club these two terms and these two terms. So what will happen? X is common from the first two terms. We are left with x plus 3 inside, and 2 is common from the last two terms. So 2x plus 3. Now see that x plus 3 is common in these two terms. So we can take x plus 3 outside and we are left with x plus 2. Okay, this is going to be our answer. This is going to be the factorization of these numbers. So this is how we are going to do, going to apply fourth identity. So we are going to do one more question. Suppose we want to do solve x square minus 7y plus 12. Okay, so here we have to find, okay, mention the identity. Okay, here we have to find P and Q such that, okay, P plus Q should be what? P plus Q should be minus 7. We have to take sign in consideration also, and P into Q is your 12. Okay, now P into Q equal to 12. We have to write the combination for these two, and we have to check if sum is coming out to be minus 7 or not. See that product is a positive term. Product is a positive term, but sum is a negative term. It means both the numbers have to be negative. Okay, you can see, you can check by small examples. You will get the idea. If sum is negative term and product is a positive terms, it means it is going to be both numbers are going to be negative. So negative and negative, we know that these numbers are going to be negative. Next, first minus 6 and minus 6 and minus 1. Okay, or we can start with the product. Minus 12 and minus 1. The product is 12, that is right. But what is the sum? Sum is going to be minus 13. So we are not going to take this one. Next one, we have to check product 12. When we will get product 12. So take another number. Suppose we have minus 4, or we can say minus 6 and minus 2. 6 2s are 12 and minus is plus. So this is right. But what sum we are getting? Minus 8. We don't need minus 8, we need 7. So next is 4 3s are 12 minus plus. And what is the sum? Sum is minus 7. So we are going to take these two numbers. So implies our x square minus 7y plus 12 is going to be x square. Now we will write minus 7 as minus 4p minus 3, okay, minus 4y, or you can write it as like this, minus 4 plus 3y plus 12. Okay. In next step you can write as minus 4y plus 3y, not plus 3y, minus 3y plus 12, or you can directly write this step. It will be alright. Sorry, this was x. This is x, and this is x. X. Okay. So now we can take x common from these two terms, x minus 4 and 3. This number is also divisible by 3, 3 4s are 12. So we will find 3 common from these two terms. But we will take minus 3 also common, and minus 3 because we need x here. So minus 3 common, so we are left with x here, and this we can write it as minus 12 we can write as plus 12 को minus 3 into minus 4. And if we are taking minus 3 outside, what we are left with minus 4. Now x minus 4 is common from both the terms, so we are left with x minus 3, and this is going to be our answer. So like this we are going to solve the questions related to this identity. This fourth one. Now we are going to take questions from exercise. Question number 3, first part, ax square plus bx. Okay. In this you see that two terms. We don't have two terms in which one is square and one is non-square in any of the expression. It means these are not going to these will not be applied. So what we will do? We will find the common factors. This is a into x plus b into x. You can see that x is common factor of both these terms. So here I am left with ax and here I am left with b. So this is going to be my answer. Next is 7p square plus 21q square. Okay. So now again two square terms with plus sign. Two square term plus this sign. Now you see that we have three options. Okay, 3 options of factorization. You can apply any 2 or any 1, any 2 as per our requirement, or any 3. Okay, so first one was you are using common factors. Second, you were regrouping as per needed, and then you were using identities. So sometimes you will be using common factors, sometimes regrouping, sometimes identity. Other times you will be using common factor as well as regrouping, and other times you will be using regrouping as well as identities. It depends upon the requirement of the question. But we know that we have these options available. Okay, so here, identity we can't apply. Regrouping only 2 terms, we can't do that. So common factor. So 7 into p, and this is 7 3s are 12 into q. It means that I can take 7 common, and I am left with p square here and 3q square here. So this is going to be my factorization of this expression. Now third one is 2x cube. Okay, I'm going to rub the board. Question number 3, third part. It is 2x cube plus 2xy square plus 2xz square. Okay. I will check for identity and I see that no identity can be used. So what I'll do, I'll check for common factor and I see that 2 is common in both in all the three terms, and also x is common. So I will first reduce them into irreducible factors, these terms into irreducible factors. This is going to be this, like this, 2 into x into z into z. So this is going to be 2x common, 2x common, 2x common, okay. So 2x common, and inside I am left with x into x plus y into y plus z into z, okay. So this is 2x x square plus y square plus z square, okay. So this is going to be answer because no further factorization can be lied. Next is am square plus bm square plus bn square plus an square. Okay. So see that there are 4 terms, and wherever there are 4 terms, usually regrouping is needed. Okay. So see that in these 2 terms m square is common, and these 2 terms n square is common. So we are going to apply that. So this is from these 2 terms I am taking m square common out. Or if you don't want to write directly, you can write one more step, which will be like this. You will reduce each terms in terms of its irreducible factors, and then you will take common out. Okay. So b m into m. So you have grouped them, and here you are going to group them. So it will be m into m common in these 2, m into m common in these 2, and inside we are left with a plus b. And similarly in these 2 terms, n into m is common, and we are left with b plus a. You see that a plus b and b plus a are going to be same because the sum of 2 numbers is always commutative. Commutative का मतलब क्या होता है? Commutative means that the order of numbers won't matter if we are adding them. So m square a plus b and plus n square a plus b. Okay, so we are writing just for our convenience. So a plus b is common in both of these terms. I can write it as m square plus n square. So no further factorization because we don't have any identity or other method for factorization of this. So we are going to leave our expression here only. So next we have 5th part, which is this. Third question, 5th part. 5th part is Lm plus L plus m plus n, and regrouping has been already done. So what we will do, we will check if this is correct or we need to regroup it again. So we see that L is common from these 2 terms, and there is nothing common, and that is not required because if we are going to take L common from these 2 terms, we are inside the bracket we are left with m plus m, m plus 1, and m plus 1 is common factor here also. So no need of regrouping, and if you want you can regroup these 2, okay. So but that is not needed. So we are going to take L common from these 2 terms, which is going to be m plus 1, and here I am going to put these 2 terms together. M plus 1 means m plus 1 into 1, okay. I can write this as 1 into m plus 1 because 1 is factor of every term. So this is going to be m plus 1 common from both the terms, and inside I am left with L plus 1, okay. This mistake happens a lot. What some students do, you will write it as m plus 1, okay, and you will take common m plus 1. After that you won't remember that 1 is factor of this number, so you can write this number as 1 into this, and when you are going to take m plus 1 common, you will write just L. It will be wrong because we have, if you are taking m plus 1 outside, it is going to be this. Otherwise also you can check that if you are putting L here, okay, so and when you are opening the bracket, you will get m plus 1 into L, just this term, not this term. So if you want, when you are opening the bracket, so you will have to put 1 here. So remember this, if you are taking whole of the term outside, you are going to leave 1 inside the bracket. So with this is going to be the answer. So with this, we are going to conclude the class for today. Tomorrow we are going to continue the same chapter and same exercise also. Have a nice day.